Our Gitmo detainees coming to America. A new report commissioned by Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein says there are several prisons inside the U.S. that could safely house detainees from Guantanamo Bay.
So should this really be a viable option? Joining us now is former Department of Justice official J. Christian Adams. Good to see you, sir.
Good morning.
What is the biggest argument against this happening?
Well, these are not ordinary prisoners, and they don't belong in ordinary prisons. I have sources who work at Gitmo who tell me that the rates of attacks on soldiers, on the guards, is absolutely astronomical. And it's also disgusting. These prisoners, some of them will grow their fingernails out and sharpen them into points and save their feces and dip them and attack guards when they come into their cells. These people are known to try to stab people's eyes out. These are violent people that do not belong in the U.S. prison system.
Well, what happens if they are brought to the U.S. prison system? What are your main concerns?
Well, look at what happened with the Uyghurs. The Uyghurs were these Chinese terrorists. The administration tried to release them into northern Virginia before Congressman Frank Wolf found out about it and said, you can't do this. I think the long-term plan here is to eventually integrate them into the regular prison population where they can radicalize the other prisoners. And eventually these people, some in the administration, want to just release them into the United States.
That being one of the biggest fears is, radicalizing others. Here's what Senator Feinstein says about all this. This report demonstrates that if the political will exists, we could finally close Guantanamo without imperiling our national security. The GAO report makes clear that numerous prisons exist inside the United States capable of holding the 166 detainees who remain at Guantanamo in an environment that meets the security requirements. The GAO also found that U.S. prisons already hold 373 prisoners convicted of terrorism. That's here in the United States. The political will is a whole other question that she brings up. Can this ever get through the House?
Well, it'll never get through the House, but don't forget, President Obama this week promised to veto the entire defense authorization bill. That means everything: soldier pay, bomber fuel, tank maintenance. He promised to veto everything unless these prisoners are allowed to be brought into the United States. That's crazy priorities. This administration, and this Justice Department in particular, is on a crusade to implement this radical normalization of terror behavior by putting them into the civil justice system. It's because we have a Justice Department full of people who used to work for al-Qaeda terrorists, and they're lawyers now at Eric Holder's Justice Department.
All righty, we're going to wrap it up on that note. We appreciate you being here this morning.
Thank you, Juliet.
Thanks for joining us. We'll keep you up to date on this topic, obviously.
All right.